Let's be honest. I never helped you after childbirth, never helped raise your kid, and never supported you financially. Are you planning to take care of me when I'm old? That was 7 years ago. She'd probably forgotten every word. I hadn't forgotten a single one. A baby girl, huh? Zhou-Yan weighed over 8 pounds when he was born. Mom, the baby's awake. Can you hold her for a minute? My back is bad, I can't. You'll have to handle more yourself. After my mother-in-law left, my own mom rushed over that same night and stayed more than 20 days. Her work kept calling her back, and she cried when she finally had to leave. Mom, Guoguo's jaundice is a little high. I wanted to ask if that's serious. Ask your own mother, how would I know? Fine, I'll handle it myself. Mom, Guoguo is starting elementary school. We want a place in a better school district, but we're short on the down payment. Could we borrow some money from you? We'll pay you back. What money? My pension barely covers my medicine and doctor visits. You're young and able-bodied. Figure it out yourselves. Your mother-in-law sure is generous. She just bought your sister-in-law a car outright. Cost over 200,000. You mean the car she bought Zhou Meng? Exactly. Brand new, picked it up just a couple days ago. I asked her for a loan and she said she had no money. Then she turned around and bought Zhou Meng a brand new car in cash. So it wasn't that she had no money, I just wasn't worth spending it on. Zhou-Yan, does she just not see me as family at all? It's her money. She can give it to whoever she wants. Why are you fighting her over that? Then what about us? What about Guoguo? To her and to you, are we actually family or not? Keep your voice down, don't wake the kid. I'm the one waking her? That's just how Mom is. She's been like that for decades. You think she's changing now? Can't you just let it go? I've been letting it go for 7 years. From the day I gave birth until now, when haven't I been the one swallowing it? That night, I finally saw it clearly. In this family, even my husband had never truly been on my side. Sis-in-law, what do you mean by that? When Mom gets old, you should be the first one stepping up, not me. What are you talking about? You're healthy. You're going to live a long life. Don't think that far ahead. Let's eat before the food gets cold. The food can wait. I'm asking you, Zhou-Yan, are you taking care of me when I'm old or not? Of course I am. You're my mother. If I don't take care of you, who will? Good. Eat. She never wanted an answer. She wanted a pledge. And with that one, I will, he tied himself to her and pushed me even farther away. Zhou-Yan, walk me downstairs. Yeah, coming. She pulled him aside alone. I waited for him to come back up. I wanted to see whether he'd gone downstairs to stand up for me, or to sign me up for another obligation I'd never agreed to. What did your mom say to you? What else? She said you were disrespectful and talked back to her in front of everyone. Said I got married and forgot my mother and didn't even dare defend her. How did I talk back? She put me on the spot. What exactly was I supposed to say? Couldn't you have answered more tactfully? You had to push back like that and embarrass my mom in front of everyone? She threw a question like that at me in front of the whole table. Did she think about my position? About our family? She's my mother. She's getting older. What's wrong with her asking a couple questions? Can't you cut her some slack? I cut her slack. Who cuts me any? Zhou-Yan, be honest with yourself. Since we got married, when has your family ever cared about what I was going through? After I gave birth, my mom helped for 20 days. After that, I struggled through everything alone. When we needed help buying a home, she wouldn't lend us a cent, then bought Zhou Meng a car. Guoguo is this old now. Has she ever watched her for one day? Ever bought her something she actually wanted? At that table just now, did you say one complete sentence for me? If you'd even said, my wife has had a hard few years, let's talk this through, I wouldn't feel this cold inside. But all you ever do is play peacemaker. You tell me to endure it, to understand everyone else. I'm a person too. I get tired. I hurt too. He probably thought this would go like every other time. Say a few vague things and wait for it to blow over. He didn't expect 7 years of words I'd swallowed to come pouring out all at once. I know Mom went a little too far today. A little too far? Zhou-Yan, you call that a little? It wasn't that serious. She just asked a question. She's older. Maybe she didn't think it through. Didn't think it through? Then what do you want me to do? She's still my mother. She gave birth to me and raised me. What can I do? I want you to understand whose side you're on now. Yes, you're her son, but you're also my husband and Guoguo's father. This family, ours, is the home you live in now. You need to protect it first. So I'm supposed to put my mom second? Her needs matter too. But you don't get to trade my feelings or our marriage for them. So let me make this crystal clear. When she gets older, we'll contribute what we can and arrange care together. I won't refuse that. But moving into our home? Absolutely not. How can you even say that? Then, what if my mom insists on moving in? Then you make your choice. I knew those words might freeze our marriage solid, but I wasn't taking them back. Once you stop defending a boundary, sooner or later, you lose your ground completely. Don't take what I said last night too seriously. My head was a mess. I didn't. You were just being honest. She's your mother. Of course you should take care of her. And what you said last night was honest too. We've been married 10 years. I thought some things didn't need to be said out loud because you'd understand. Clearly I was wrong, so I'll state my boundary again. Listen carefully. Taking care of your mother as she ages is your responsibility. We'll discuss what we can afford, and we'll help arrange care together. I'm not refusing that. I'm heading to work. I may work late tonight, so don't wait for me for dinner. Mom, can you pick me up early today? I'll try, sweetheart. Be good. My hands were steady while I did Guogo's hair. My steps were steady when I led her out the door. But once we left the building and the wind hit my face, my eyes suddenly burned. I had no idea what he was thinking as he sat there. I only knew that when I walked out that morning, I didn't look back. I stayed at work until everyone else had left. I didn't really need the overtime. I just didn't want to go home. My phone was silent. Zhou Yan never asked when I'd be back, and his mother said nothing either. Somehow, the quiet felt worse. When there's no open fight, you never know where the next hit is coming from. I'd worked in administration at this company for 5 years. All that time, I thought my most important job was keeping the household running so Zhou Yan could focus on work. Now I was asking myself, if this marriage falls apart one day, what will I have to stand on? The online courses I'd signed up for sent their start notices, data analysis and copywriting beginning next week. My mom asked why I was taking them. I said, might as well learn. It'll be useful someday. She didn't ask again. If I ever have to raise Guogo alone, I need to know I can do it. The air was chilly and it cleared my head. I stood on the steps for a while. I didn't go home right away. I didn't force myself to think either. I just stood there and let the wind blow. A small Americano, please, thanks. I was waiting, though I didn't know for what. Maybe a phone call. Maybe the moment I'd finally make up my mind. Maybe both. I used to think we'd grow old together too, one ordinary day at a time. Now I wasn't sure. Not because I didn't love him, but because loving someone doesn't mean letting anyone walk all over you, including his mother. I wrote myself a list. Not for Zhou Yan, not for my mother-in-law. For me. What I could do, what I couldn't, how far I was willing to compromise, and where the line absolutely had to stay. If I wrote it down, I wouldn't lose my footing when things got hard. I thought about Guoguo waiting at home for me that night. I couldn't fall apart, at least not in front of her. She didn't understand any of this. She only knew Mom took her to school today and Mom would come home tonight. I needed to keep that true. Hello? Done with work? When are you coming home? Just finished. I'm on my way. What's up? Mom just called. She said her chest feels uncomfortable and she's a little dizzy. She's home alone. Zhou Meng and the others are out and no one's answering. I need to go check on her. Okay, go ahead. There it was. I knew this was coming. And it was only day 1. You're not coming with me to check on her? Guogo's home alone. I'm not comfortable leaving her. I couldn't panic or give in, but I couldn't push Zhou Yan so hard he felt trapped between us either. That would only drive him toward her. I knew my move now. If she wanted to play this card, fine. I just had to protect my own ground first. Guogo was home. I was going back to her. Guogo was waiting when I got home. No matter how messy everything outside became, I couldn't let my child feel like her mother was falling apart. Guogo was asleep by 9. I sat alone until after 10, waiting for someone to come home. How is she? Is Mom okay? Yeah. I took her to the neighborhood clinic. The doctor said she might just be tired and her blood pressure was a little high. They gave her some medicine and told her to rest and keep an eye on it. Okay, that's good. I was thinking, maybe Mom could stay with us for a few days now and then, or we could stay with her for a while. She looked really lonely today. She's getting older and lives alone in that old apartment complex. If something happened and no one was there, it could be dangerous. If I hadn't gotten there so quickly today... He talked in circles, but it all came back to the same thing. So, what are you trying to say? Just say it. I'm not stopping you from taking care of your mother. Go see her after work. Spend more time with her on weekends. That's your responsibility as her son. Of course, she's my mother after all. She is your mother. But Zhou Yan, in 10 years, has she ever shown me any warmth? The only thing I owe her is the basic courtesy I give her because I'm your wife. I turned and walked into the bedroom. This time, I didn't close the door. But Zhou Yan knew the door to my heart had already shut on him. On one side was the mother who raised him. On the other was his wife of 10 years. How was he supposed to choose? Either choice seemed wrong. But I never forced him to choose. We got here because he never stood up when it mattered. I paid the utilities. Tomorrow is Guogo's parent meeting at preschool. You go. Okay. I have to work late tonight. Got it. No fighting, no arguing. We only talked when we had to about everyday stuff. We lived under the same roof like two strangers sharing an apartment. I volunteered for a few projects that weren't even mine, handled them cleanly, and did them well. My boss started noticing me. I stopped staring at the mess right in front of me and forced myself to look further ahead. Financial independence was the one thing that could truly give me security. My mom passed out. A neighbor called me. They've already called an ambulance and they're heading to the hospital. I'm going there now. Is it serious? The neighbor doesn't know. She just collapsed and wouldn't wake up. I have to go. I'll call you later. Okay, go. Be careful on the way. Please hurry, it's a family emergency. You're here. Mom's still being treated. The doctor hasn't come out yet. What do we do? What do we do? Let's wait for the attending doctor. Don't panic. Jo Meng was crying. Zhao Qin was calling around for help. The air felt so heavy it was hard to breathe. I didn't cry or say anything. I just sat there and waited. Somebody had to stay standing. We couldn't all fall apart. Can the best neurologist come in for a consult tonight? I asked a few friends. Dr. Liu is the best neurologist at this hospital. I don't think he's on duty today, so we need to find a way to get him here. How do we contact him? Family of Yang Sufen. Here, how's my mom? She had a sudden brain hemorrhage. The bleed isn't large, but it's in a dangerous location. She's not out of danger yet and needs to go to the ICU. Given her age, treatment and recovery may be difficult. The family should be prepared. A brain hemorrhage. This time my mother-in-law was truly down. Please, you have to save my mom. We'll do everything we can. Go take care of the admission paperwork first. I'll handle the paperwork, you stay here. The person who truly carries the load isn't the one shouting the loudest. It's the one who says nothing and is always the first to step up when something needs to be done. The hospital wanted a 50,000 yuan deposit. I put it on my own credit card. There was no time to argue about money. First, we had to keep her stable. By the time I got back, my mother-in-law had been taken to the ICU and the family had to wait outside. Looking at her pale figure, I felt a mix of pity, sadness, and fear about what came next. With her down, everything could fall apart. But this wasn't the time to talk about that. A caregiver, rehab, none of it is cheap. Mom's pension won't come close. Treatment, nursing care, recovery, it's a bottomless pit. If they can barely contribute money, getting them to contribute time will be even harder. Bro, you know Zhao Qin and I just bought a new car. We really don't have much cash to spare. You're going to have to carry more of Mom's expenses this time. Sis, Mom can't be left alone like this. Zhao Qin and I are both swamped at work, and there are things that aren't easy for my brother to handle as a man. Why not bring Mom to your place first? You're careful and good at taking care of people. We'd feel better with you there. There it was. He finally said it. And of course, he picked a moment like this, wrapping it up as family duty and kindness. Jo Meng, Mom is still in the ICU and we don't even know if she'll make it. Right now, we follow the doctors and get her stable. After she's discharged, the four of us can sit down and make a fair plan. Whoever should pay, pays. Whoever should help, helps. Nobody gets to hide, and nobody dumps everything on one person. For the next few days, the hospital became our second home. The bills kept piling up, and my card was maxed out fast. Zhou Yan emptied what little savings we had, and he looked more exhausted every day. Something came up at work, I have to go. Bro, we're heading home. Jo Meng and Zhao Qin put in 20,000 yuan. After that, money never came up again. They'd show their faces each day, then quickly find an excuse to leave. I kept going to work, then rushed to the hospital with a thermos to relieve Zhou Yan from the night shift. I didn't go into the ICU, I just left his food on the little table outside. My calm, organized approach made Jo Meng uneasy. A few times he started to speak, then swallowed it and stopped asking me to bring Mom home. A week later, my mother-in-law finally made it through the critical stage and moved from the ICU to a regular room. She survived, but the damage was serious. Most of the time, she couldn't get out of bed. The doctor said rehab would take a long time, and no one could say how much she'd recover. After discharge, she'll need someone with her 24/7. She'll need to be turned regularly, have her back padded, be protected from bed sores, do basic rehab exercises, and get medicine and meals on schedule. This takes real work. The family needs to be ready. The doctor made it clear this was going to be a long haul. Doctor, what if we hire a professional caregiver? You can, but it won't be cheap. A caregiver mainly handles basic nursing. The family still needs to help with rehab and emotional support. You should also make the home safer for an older patient. Grab bars in the bathroom, non-slip floors, and a hospital-style bed. The mood got even heavier. Jo Meng pulled Zhou Yan aside and kept whispering to him. I didn't go over. Bro, you have to say something. Mom can't stay like this without a plan. A caregiver costs hundreds a day. Who can afford that long term? Then what do you suggest? What else? Your wife works an office admin job. It's not exactly backbreaking. She can take care of mom. If she's really busy, hire someone part-time to help. That's the easiest solution. Didn't she already say no last time? That was last time. Now mom is actually bedridden and can't move. It's different. It wasn't that Joe Yan didn't want to ask me, but every time he remembered what I'd said before, the words died in his throat. He knew that agreeing with Joe Meng would be like throwing me straight into the fire. Still, he didn't say a single word for me. Whatever you're discussing, you can say it in front of me. Since you heard us, I'll be straight with you. Mom can't be alone like this. You're more careful than any of us, and you have more time at home. Asking you to take care of her for a few months isn't unreasonable. Once she's better, we can figure out the rest. Yeah, we're family. Nobody gets to back away now. Someone has to step up and hold things together. Joe Meng, what makes you think I have more free time? You work in administration, not on the front line. You don't work as much overtime, and you usually get off on time. Zhao Qin and I are often stuck working until midnight. Did you ever ask me, Joe Meng? Do you know what time I sleep? What I do after work? That I've been studying and getting ready to change jobs? Or does my time only count as free because I haven't worked myself into a hospital bed? You're still more available than my brother. You can't expect a grown man like him to handle all the personal care, can you? So what you're saying is, you want me to bring mom into our home and become her full-time caregiver, or what exactly are you asking me to do? Bring her home first and keep an eye on her. If it gets too much, then we can talk about hiring a caregiver. And how are we splitting the caregiver's cost? Of course we'd all pay. How exactly are you planning to split it? We can work out the percentages later. We won't make your household carry everything. We'll do what we can too. We'll do what we can. I've heard those words more than anything, and I trust them the least. The easier people say them, the faster they disappear later. I wasn't going to spend another year fighting over money. If you want me to bring mom home, then let's settle this now. Who pays how much and who does how much? Put it on the table now so nobody can argue later. I can contribute money for mom, and I can take shifts helping with her care. Zhao Qin and I really can't put in much money, and with our jobs, there's no way we can stay with her all day. Did it ever occur to you that I have a job too? That I have a life of my own? Joe Meng, you keep talking about your situation, but have you asked who has done the most since mom got sick? Who put the first tens of thousands on a credit card? Who rushes here after work with food every day? You two stop by for a few minutes, say you're tired or work is calling, then leave. Why should one daughter-in-law carry all of this? Sis, that's not fair. Mom is sick. We all have to take on a little more. Bro, say something. I was thinking, maybe we bring mom to our place first. Once she's more stable, we can hire a caregiver and take care of her together. Joe Yan, do you even know what I've been doing lately? How many classes I've signed up for? How many certifications I've taken? Which companies I'm planning to apply to? Do you know why I've suddenly been working this hard? Isn't it for a promotion and a raise? You said the mortgage was getting heavy and you wanted to earn more. Yes, but that's not the whole reason. I need to know that no matter what happens, I can keep Guoguo and myself alive. I don't want one sentence from anyone to leave me trapped. That includes your mom, and it includes you. Sis, that's way too harsh. How has my brother trapped you? Are you looking down on him because he doesn't make enough, or do you just look down on our family? What I hate is how all of you treat everything I do like it's automatically owed to you. Did anyone ask whether I wanted to rearrange my job or sacrifice my career? If Joe Yan and I ever go separate ways, I could be left without even a way to support myself. I said, if we ever go separate ways, quietly. But the words hit the hallway hard. Joe Yan heard them. Joe Meng heard them. Zhao Qin heard them too. I've said this before. I won't walk away from helping mom as she gets older. But I want fairness. I want respect. Every household needs to carry its share, not plan it together, dump every dirty, exhausting job on me, then stand aside and play the good guys. Joe Yan, I don't want to put on some fake family love scene with you. If you want to be the devoted son, fine. But before you do, remember you're also a husband and Guoguo's father. I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you, if you choose your mother's side no matter what, I'll have to take Guoguo and go another way. Sis, that's incredibly heartless. If you're really that devoted, talk to Zhao Qin right now and take mom to your place for a while. I can come help once a week and I can send money every month. For the next couple of days, stay with mom and don't tell her what we just argued about. I'll contribute money and I'll help with her care. The second I opened the door, the tension I'd held all day finally loosened. She was sleeping deeply, unaware of everything. The arguments, the standoff, the cold white lights in the hallway. She knew none of it. I hoped it could stay that way, at least for now. The doctor said mom can't handle big emotional swings right now. If you exaggerate anything in front of her and upset her, whoever causes it is responsible for the consequences. Sis, you've put in money and effort. Isn't all of this really about mom's old house in the end? If you refuse to take her in and she leaves the house to me, won't you regret it? Keep your voice down. You're acting this concerned because of mom's old house too. Everyone knows it. I thought we were paying and helping because that's what basic family decency required. Apparently to them, it was all a calculation over that old house. By the end of the year, my mother-in-law could take a few steps again. Zhou Yan, Zhou Meng, and Zhao Qin each did their part. It wasn't much, but at least they stopped disappearing. I didn't go on a fixed schedule, but whenever I did, I checked the sheets first and fluffed her pillow. I wasn't putting on a show for anyone. I just figured if I was there, I should finish what needed doing. On Lunar New Year's Eve, we brought my mother-in-law home for a family dinner. Weren't you worried I'd choke? It's soft, you won't choke on it. Thank you for not leaving me. I thought about it. I stayed because of Guogo, and because of you. You finally started taking a step forward, and I didn't want to turn away right then. From now on, I'll take the lead with Mom. You've said that twice already. I hope you don't forget it this time. Zhou Yan finally learned to stand up straight. I stopped worrying about who would take care of me when I got old, and I stopped using that fear to bind anyone else. Take care of yourself first, then walk the rest of the road with someone willing to walk beside you, calmly, one step at a time.